Hey guys, just figured I'd respond by video just because of time's sake and not being able to read body language through type. It just kind of helps things. First of all, congratulations on that cute little baby boy, and look forward to seeing that little cutie. And yeah, so anyway, my vision for youth ministry. I always hesitate. I don't like saying my vision because it's not my church. It's God's church. Now I know that as a leader, we follow that direction. So really, what you're asking me is, what is my philosophy of youth ministry? What do I believe? What would I want to see happen? I would love to eventually see us have somebody staffed full time for youth ministry. Now, I've fulfilled this role through the years, through decades. I've spoken at a lot of the New England gathering for youth retreats. I've spoken at summer camps at Southern New England. I've also been flown out to Washington State and have spoken there. I have a friend who's at a church of about 2,500, and they would have their student ministry of like 250 teenagers, junior high and senior high, go away, and I'd speak with them for a week. So I was youth pastor for close to about 8 years. So it's very central to me. Also, in parachurch ministry, we did a lot of training of teenagers that would come in and do summer outreach with us through Inner City Ministries in Rhode Island. I believe a couple of things about youth ministry. Number one, I love what the Jews do in that at 12 you become bar mitzvahed, and if you're a girl, beth mitzvahed, which means that you're viewed as an adult, that you become treated as an adult. Now, of course, you're not really a full adult until you become 18 and you get married and you move out on your own. But what they do is they give that tenure of taking teenagers seriously. I think one of the things that the church does not do is take teenagers seriously for ministry. I was very grateful to hear that teenagers are doing ministry the last Sunday of each month, which is awesome. Some things that I would want to see go to the next level with Lowell AG. First of all, there are tons of activities that bring teens need to be together with not only other teens but also young adults that love and serve the Lord. They need to be around adults, they need to be around grandparents and elderly people, but they also need to have an example above them that is inspiring them to grow higher, and they also need to have godly peers beside them to aspire each other to living in a godly sense. So they're more than capable of exercising all Christian disciplines. We had for our students, we gave them a Bible, we gave them independent Bible studies, we had membership courses, we had ministry courses, discipleship courses, we call them 101, 201, 301. Would love to see that similar cycle of moving teenagers toward maturity. To say, hey, great, you got saved, that's wonderful, but now you need to become part of the community. Community is that you have a place that you feel you belong, and so we need to create an environment and a place where teenagers can come and actually feel welcome and feel like they can see themselves there and fit. Not only that, but they need to be able to be encouraged to the next step for discipleship. And so they plug into that. And more importantly, we move them toward maturity so that they eventually become involved in ministry, that we help students discover their ministry, honor God with their life. I love what one of my friends did, that they have junior board members, students that would be involved in ministry. A lot of people have one of two philosophies. Either teenagers are the present church or they're the future church. Well, sometimes when they say they're the present church, it's with arrogance as to say the old church is irrelevant. And then sometimes when they're the future church, it's with ignorance, not realizing that no, they have development, but they can be viable in their ministry and taken seriously now. So I like to see those two things together. Positionally, I think the church has, before a building plan or before any other kind of plans or ideas or visions, we need a growth plan. We need a growth plan that begins to see Lowell AG develop into a place where not only students but staff are able to help with that. With you two, you and Jerry, at this point with a baby, that's going to have a strong dynamic, a strong impact on your ability of how much you guys can be involved with things. And so to believe initially through volunteers, possibly through college students at the Bible College, maybe there are some students at UMass Lowell that are in that network that we could begin to reach into and see them come in. But that's going to take time. I think the priority as far as positional would be a children's pastor, an administrative assistant / kind of a thing, and eventually to a youth pastor and kind of go from there. So that's kind of my heart. That's the general idea, but I believe students are the present church, and they become the future church by being involved in the present. The reason right now, statistics say 70% of all teenagers that grow up in church leave the church, and only 30% of that 70 that leave ever come back. And the reason is because they do not know how to interact with adults. We have not taken them seriously. We have not given them room to safely fail, to grow, to try, to succeed, to celebrate them. And we haven't created and done a really good job not only with our teenagers. We focus on our kids and our teenagers, but you also have to have an idea of young adults. For young adults, where they fit, they have to be able to come in and see themselves fitting in there. So we need a bridge where students can see from children's ministry, they have something to look forward to with youth. And then when they're in youth ministry, they see something to look forward to with young adult and college and career. But again, that comes with a growth plan and takes time. But that's my heart. I think it's biblical and could give you more on that down the road. God bless.